Okay, all of you who are here for this very, very incredible session, okay, we had with the three speakers, lot of humor, lot of love, lot of experience. And I would like to, in fact, for the first time in many, many sessions, I took notes, what they were saying. Okay, come, all right, let's go. Okay, I would like to take one by one, okay? And I hope all of you have some interesting questions to ask, okay? All right. So please, I hope, let me ask you a question, general question. How many of you have at least one question to ask any of the three speakers? Any of you have any question to ask any of the three speakers? If not, I'll have to ask the questions, okay? None of you? Huh? You give me the honor. Okay, Brother Ravi, you like to ask some questions? Brother Vishu, let's start with you, sir. Okay. All right. Actually, I took some really, firstly, brother, all three of you, right? It's a fantastic presentation all of you made. I really appreciate that. A big hand for them. Come on, all of you. Hello, big more enthusiastic clap, I will say. You mentioned the fact that when you came here, you mentioned about Gayatri Mantra and the fact that you came into a summer showers of Port Dickson. We really appreciate the nice remark you made, right? Now, you say that thinking of Baba was like Anandam. You remember you said that? Okay. Question I would like to ask, help these devotees. In the normal day-to-day life, work, office, husband, wife, children, what have you. How do they maintain this thinking of Baba and to be in the state of Ananda? When the husband is scolding the wife for bringing the food late, and when the wife is scolding him for coming late from office, and not forgetting her anniversary. Okay, all this torment of the world, how can they keep focus on Swami?
So the question is how to always keep calm. I would like to answer it in two ways. First, through a song, and next, through an acronym.
What?
Acronym. When dark clouds fill your skies, hiding sunshine from your eyes, say his name, see his smile, hold on, Sai Ram. Say his name, see his smile, hold on. When things are getting rough and you feel enough's enough. As you mentioned, when your spouse has forgotten your birthday anniversary, or the child is not happy with the mother, or mother is very upset with the little one who was not helped with the one little chore that she asked her to do or him to do. When things are getting rough and you feel enough's enough, say his name, see his smile, hold on, Sai Ram. Say his name, see his form, hold on. Keep a smile and say I can love and serve your fellow man. Keep a smile and say I can love and serve your fellow man. Say his name, see his smile, hold on, Sai Ram. Say his name, see his form, hold on. Say his name, see his form, hold on. Has the drummers gone? Is any drummer there? We could all join in saying his name and seeing his smile and always knowing that we will hold on to him. So that is the essence of probably what will help us to deal with all these vicissitudes of life, I was thinking about this word peace. How to have peace. Basically, whatever he suggested are instances which disturbs our peace in daily life. And I thought, can I have something so that every time I hear the word peace, automatically it calms me down. So PEACE. Peace is please easily accept change every time.
Hey, a big hand for that. Come on. Can all of you repeat what he just said? You know how you're going to do it, okay? But they have to follow you. Just repeat one by word.
Okay. So peace, please easily.
Wait. Do that. Hello, sir.
Oh, they're repeating.
Let them follow.
Okay.
Nobody listen to me. Please, come on.
Easily accept change every time. Because ultimately, all our disappointments are because of non-acceptance of things. When there is acceptance, then there is cheers. When there is expectation, then there are fears. When there is acceptance, then there are cheers. Our whole problem is when we fail to accept a change in our life. I think whatever happens, if we think that this is what is good for me, this is what is good for me, this is what is good for me, then we will know how to deal with it. I will end with just one example, a daily life thing. For example, I go home and it is already 8:50 and 9:30 I have to be in my school, say, or in my office, and I need half an hour to go, and I'm hurrying up, and my mother says, you know what, can you just go to the terrace and put this stuff for drying? And I can say that, come on mom, I have to go. Why do you always ask me to do these things in the last minute? You can't think about it at 9 o'clock, you can't think about it at 8:30, you can't think about it at 8 o'clock. Only when I begin to go to school, begin to go to the office, you suddenly ask me to do something, and I can get wild, and I can say, why do you always do this, and etc., etc., and something will come out of anger, something will come out of frustration, and then mom will say something, and I will say something, and that is when that whole discussion itself will become 10 minutes and 10 minutes of unpleasantness. If at that point in time, I would have thought, okay, my spouse is asking me to do it, my mother is asking me to do it, and let me just do it. To do that, it will take only 2 minutes. But to non-accept it and then fret over it, fume over it, it will be 10 minutes, then another. The whole day is actually spoiled. You go to your office, go to your school in a very bad mood. So I think whatever happens, the first initial reaction is we should not react. As Bhagwan always says, we should respond. First, whatever happens, just be calm, absorb, smile, accept, and then once you accept, then you will know how to deal with it in the appropriate manner.
Thank you, sir. Big hand. Don't react, respond. Again, what is peace? Hello, one by one, quickly. My wife, you please remember that. Dr. Ravi, you please remember that. So the specific people, okay. Now we come to TGK. Good. All these initials, TGK, TMS, Samdarajan, TGK. Okay. Brother, hold on. Okay, TGK, you talk to us about the physical, mental and spiritual aspects. Everybody uses the physical and mental, rarely spiritual. 100% true, okay. Now, you talked about this golf game. We were actually wondering, sitting out there, when you started the story, whether you really played golf or do you bring golf game? Then suddenly we thought, okay, maybe he plays golf, okay. Then we accepted the fact you play golf. Until you started the story about the golf ball and the frog and the snake, Hey, the true story is telling us some lesson story, like a Ace's fable. Anyway, I want to bring that point, okay? Brother, I'm coming here. You talked about the golf ball, the frog, and the snake, and the eagle, 18th hole. I couldn't remember which hole it is. All right. How does it translate into real life situations for all these hundreds who never even see a golf ball, some of them, okay?
Every action of yours, you should always consult your Atma, your spirit. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are the spirit. It is the spirit that has to guide the mind, instruct the mind to make the body move. If you are able to do that, every action of yours is successful, whatever it may be. You do not have to measure whether it is this much of quantity, that much of quantity. Anything that you do as per the will of your heart, your soul, is successful. If you don't do it, there will be failure. So therefore, learn to talk to that self. That is called intuition. Sometimes it is not an intuition. I usually say God communion. Communion with God that is in you. And He gives you directions to do the job, anything which is supposed to be impossible according to the worldly matters. But when your God communion gives it, it becomes easy. You are always successful. There is no question of failure. That's why they say a true devotee is fearless.
Okay. I'm talking about the relationship between the ball, frog, snake, eagle, and the real life situation.
That's incident. But let
I know.
Take concept.
No, I just want them to understand the thinking process, that's all. And how the thinking process of this ball, frog, snake, eagle, 18 hole relates to real life situations. Now, this process of the golf ball, your snake, the frog, snake, eagle, and 18th hole. That analogy you gave very nicely, okay? Like about now. How would that translate into one real life situation?
See, I had mentioned this story before Bhagavan in Vrindavan in 1985 or something like that, those stories. See, in life, if that old man did not consult his conscience, did not consult his soul, the whole program would have been out. So therefore, God, the moment you ask for God, He sends everything that is required for you to be successful. So therefore, you must 100% depend on your spirit. The spirit is nothing else but super spirit called Paramatma. Tomorrow morning I will explain to you what is the difference between Atma and Paramatma, spirit and the great spirit. So these things is incidents. You do not have to bother about what is this frog, what is this and all that. Ultimately, what you need is the result. There will be hurdles. So many hurdles are there in your spiritual path to get your success or to go to your destination. There will be. Otherwise, you do not know the value of God. So He has to create problems, and you have to be 100% confident about it, because the confidence comes because of your unconditional, unalloyed faith in Him. That unalloyed faith and He will teach you, make you success. Have that faith unconditional, and faith comes in because you are human. Animals do not have faith. Now, for example, I have not met him before. This is first time I am seeing. He says he is Jagadish. He is also first time I am seeing. We say hello. He says shake hand. Why? We believe that he is Jagadish. He believes that I am PGK. Whereas you take two dogs. His dog is Jimmy. My dog is Jimmy. I told Jimmy, this is Jimmy. That's a home. Because when they don't believe, they have a fear that this dog will bite him, other dog will bite him. That is faith. They have no faith. You have faith. Develop that faith. Once you develop that faith, unconditional faith, love automatically comes. For example, nowadays, when we got married, we did not know whom I'm going to marry. Those days. And the way you talk.
You never sang around the coconut tree and Kadal Nila, Kalma Nira.
One day before the marriage also, I did not know who the bride would be. I did not know. My friends asked me, I said, who is the bride? I myself do not know, man. You please find out. I said. See, in those days,
what a terrifying
it was
proposition.
faith. Why I am telling you, it was faith. Faith that she will be very faithful to me. She had a faith that I will be very faithful to her. So, because the faith will join together, then the love comes. Love means, love means, you don't think love means embracing, kissing, embracing. That is not love.
No?
No. Love means sacrifice. Love means sacrifice. For example, the bride, they prepare brinjal curry, our favorite curry. Right? In my house, we don't eat brinjal at all. Then what she does,
Why?
that's our habit. We don't allow, that's our habit. So now the
My
bride
wife doesn't eat brinjal.
comes to my house. She stopped cooking brinjal because nobody eats in our house. So we have made something else, some other vegetable. What sort of vegetable they can say? Onion sambar. Okay. So she has to cultivate in preparing the onion sambar and eats it. So the husband comes to know see how much he has sacrificed. She left her food and enjoying our food. So Deepavali comes in. In the Deepavali, see that girl, she has sacrificed so much. So I want to buy some present for her. Deepavali, my favorite color is maroon color. I go and ask her. So I want to buy a saree. What color do you like? She says green color. Now my color is maroon color. Her color is green color. She has sacrificed that brinjal curry for myself. So I must also sacrifice my maroon color to her green saree. I buy a green saree.
Brother, if that is the biggest problem you had in your family, you are a very lucky fellow, okay?
No, this is reality. Am I correct? Faith leads to love. Love leads to sacrifice. See, husband sacrificed his taste. Wife sacrificed her taste. What happened? There will be bliss. So faith leads to love. Love leads to sacrifice. Sacrifice leads to bliss. Same thing applies in God.
Thank you, sir. Very, very good. Basically, the point here is that those of you who don't know golf, the object of golf is to hit the small ball into a hole far away. But to hit that goal far away, this particular ball met many obstacles. When the frog was there, snake was there, eagle was there. But with faith, you go for the final, go for the goal. The goal is the thing you want to achieve. Don't let the other distractions, hold you back, okay? That's very good, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. Now we come to Viru. Dear devotees, I must tell you this story. Was interesting. Before I want to tell you about this, my association with your devotees in Tamil, in Telugu land, okay, so to speak. Hyderabad, yeah, I know. But generally Telugu land. You see, we had this first World Youth Conference. Were you there first World Youth Conference? You were there? Okay, right. So anyway, so there, we, myself, Suresh, all, we were giving a lot of laughter and jokes, a lot of things. So when we finished the conference and we were walking back to the room, many of the youth started following us, and said, if you want to join you. I said, okay. So I told Suresh, find a piece of land nearby. He said, why? We'll start up with JJ Ashram. So I told him, listen, my first speech I'm going to give out now. Dear devotees, for thousands of years, all of you are praying to God. Jai, I've come. So like that. So one day, several years later, 2 or 3 years later, I was in Kodaikanal. Baba was there, I went visiting. And there one boy came to Dato Jega, so happy to meet you. He said, I said, yeah, well, he is from Hyderabad. He said, Dato Jega, because of you, we had so many interviews with Swami. Because of me, we interviewed Swami. How did that happen? I like to know. So, no, I also like to get more, tell me. Then he said, I was there for the first World Youth Conference. And the way you, because at that time my wife had passed away just months ago and we were there. They were very, very moved by the fact that I left all that and focused on getting the success story out of this. So they said, if Diffna can do this, why we also can do it? So we started plunging into seva activities, they said. And they told me a lot of experience. They had all the cobra came, almost hit them, something, stories, many stories. Then when they went after that, Swami began to call them for more and more interviews. Because one day Swami asked them, why is that nowadays you are so much seva you are doing? He asked them. This boy is telling me a story, he's something, head of the seva there. Then they said, Swami, the World Youth Conference we had, Swami, the Jagadisan came for the conference, and he spoke to Swami, and he motivated us to go and do seva. They told Swami. And Swami replied to him, oh, Swami spoke, it didn't motivate you, Jagadisan spoke, motivated you. I told him, brother, you guys got a fantastic formula to get me sacked on the ashram. Anyway, that's my interesting story with them. Everybody, brother, I want to ask you one thing, very, very interesting question, okay? You talk about transformation, that's a theme of the entire conference, okay? And not reformation. very interesting technical definition. Okay, all right. Actually, the entire focus of what we're trying to do here. So the question is now, Swami told you all, when after he made so many errors, what you thought were errors, okay, that Swami, despite the fact we made so much mistakes, okay, yet you forgave us and you embraced, give us more. How Swami, why Swami, you know? And Swami answered, I like that answer, you know, brother. Swami said, love is my nature. Dear brother, let me ask you a question, okay? You have ever experienced Swami, you've been there with the student, okay? How do the normal people outside the special environment, Puttaparthi is not a really a normal environment, and it's a very unusual environment, okay? How do the normal people living in this life, with all these conflict people, finding fault with them, blaming them, this, that, other, you know, how do they make love as the nature of their life? How do they make love a second nature? If you can give some guidance, next time there won't be any more sadhana camp here, because everybody would have got moksha and no one will come for any more camps again. How do they make love natural nature of their life?
Sairam Uncle, thank you very much. Indeed, Uncle Jaga had inspired a lot of people, including me, when I was, I think, probably 12 or 13 years old, sitting in Purnachandra Hall. At the middle of it, I wasn't a student at the time, just for either Swami's Dasara or something. Then one man was asked to come and give a talk on the stage. Normally, as Sai students or Swami's faculty, when they come, they will be in front of a podium, their hands won't be moving much, they will start with, in a very formal, compact manner. Then comes this young man, he still looks young, but at the time, Uncle Jaga gets onto the stage and he sets it on fire. You know, he goes off in one tangent. I remember that evening very, very distinctly and feel that who is this person who has suddenly come from somewhere and very different from everyone else. And then they introduced, this is the man who has written this book. I think that was the year when that book came out, Journey to God. And they introduced the book and as him as the author. So I'm sure you have inspired many people all around the world. So thank you very much for inspiring even the Hyderabad boys who we are all. Yeah, it is I also like the way you say for normal people, you know. For normal people, what is your advice? I am also very, very normal. So therefore, I don't know what advice I can give you. But I can share one experience, which is one of our brothers, one of our Sai student brothers. Usually when we are finishing our degree or a particular course and you're leaving, or actually you may not be leaving Prashant Nilayam, but you're coming to the end of that course, Swami calls those boys for a small interview and something. So many people ask, Adu, Swami says, I ask what you want, and people ask different things. This one brother went near Swami's ear and said, Swami, please make me love like you. The moment I said, what? You really asked that question to Swami? That Swami, make me love like you. He said, yes, brother, I suddenly got the inspiration. I didn't want anybody to hear. So I went near Swami and asked him, make me love like you. Then Swami turned to him and said, Arey, such a difficult thing. You asked just like this, huh? How is it possible? Then he looked at him and he said, you make your effort, I will help you. You see, Uncle was saying that God is not an easy thing, right? It's suddenly He has created this world, He has created us, He has created multiple janmas for us, He has created all these frogs, snakes and eagles and everything else. Suddenly He was come and say, no, you know what, get rid of all these things and give me you. He's not just going to give it on a platter, just like that. We need to make our effort. But what He is assuring us is that you make the effort, then I will help you. As they say, I feel for myself, in order for me to love everybody, my capacity is a small tumbler. How can I measure the ocean? It's not possible for me. But the best way to know God is to love God And the best way to love God is to serve all. This is how I make my life. If I can serve in whatever capacity I can, whoever I can, without any distinction. When Swami serves, he serves because it's his nature. He doesn't make, the tree doesn't make a difference between whether a cow has come under its shade, or a thief has come under its shade, or a king has come under its shade. Its nature is to give shade. If I can serve every person around me with that feeling in my mind that he or she is nothing else but a reflection of mine, if I can just even keep that thought in a little infinitesimal manner in my heart and do my work, I feel some point Swami will come and help me more and more. This is how I feel.
Thank you, sir. Big hand. Okay, because 20 minutes more. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask the audience again. Anybody has a specific question to ask or clarification here before I go to my next spree with them? So many hands. One hand enough. Okay, fine. All I know is you got hands, okay. Brother, there is a very interesting statement that Brother Bishu made, okay? And I want to see whether I'll coin in such a way that all three of you can respond to that, okay? It's a general thing. Brother, you said some very nice words, okay, I must say. First time I've heard you speak, actually. First time actually I've heard all of you speak, in fact, okay? I've spoken to all of you. I've spoken to two of them. You are not the first time doing. You said, laughter with God is pure entertainment. Huh? And you said then you moved the word entertainment to attainment. Okay, fine. Let's stick to entertainment. And looking at the goodness and not the fault of others. Those two things you link together, okay? I want to ask all of you this. And all of you this as well. Reflect on this. All of us take this love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. As a quotation, we go on quoting till cows come home, okay? But you know why? See, why did God, the infinite divinity, come in human form, give us such a simple thing like this, Love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. It's not a big scientific thing to worry about. You know why? Because the world today is not love all, serve all. Love a few and serve no one. And help ever, hurt never. No, why did God put that? Help never, hurt ever. That's why the whole world is going in that direction. So Swami came and just shifted the two words together. Now, the question is, for us to go and help the poor and the sick and the needy, our hand is the giving hand. Those hands are like this. Oh, I love everybody, I went and served the person. No, brother, you know what happened when I served the poor person? The fellow cried, and said, no, thank you. That's very good. But how do you love the person who's senior to you? How do you love your peer? How do you love the fellow richer than you, smarter than you? Then your envy and jealousy and all this starts coming up, okay? How do you love the fellow who's senior than you, more than you, your boss who looks down on you, your uncle, maybe your aunt who talks bad about you, your neighbor, your cousin who talks bad about you? How those people all appear, slightly higher. How that is the critical part of love all and serve all. I'd like all of you now to address this issue, okay? Because this is a very, very, very important issue. It's a daily life issue, okay? I went and do tremendous seva today, my God, everybody, we serve, we come back, we're so happy. The moment you come back, your neighbor starts, or your uncle says something, or your cousin says something, and that really makes you very angry, Forget about that, going in the road in the car, one car comes in front of you, you stop the car and scold the fellow like crazy, okay? And he doesn't even know you scolded him. So I would like all of you to respond to that, okay, all right? Let me start from the eldest. I didn't say oldest, I said eldest. The eldest, how do you love those who are smarter than you, better than you, richer than you, who then look down on you, I don't think anybody dares to learn on you, but in case. Please, sir. Real practical love all, serve all, do in a different level. Okay?
A small story. There was a king. He had 3 doubts in his life. 3 doubts. Which is the most precious time? who is the most precious person and which is the most precious act?
Most precious time, most precious person, most precious act.
Whoever gives the answer, I am prepared to give whatever he wants. So many people went there, he was not at all satisfied with the answers. One day, on the new moon day, he went for hunting. And his ass was quality too much. He was too back here near the soldiers. He got into the forest. Black, there was no light at all. There was thorns. His dress was torn. Blood, bleeding, but there was a bleeding here and there. Hungry, horse also got tired. And he did not know how to come back, how to go. He just allowed the horse to go according to her need, her way of thinking. So he saw at the distance a small light. So there was somebody is there, let us go on that direction. The horse went there. There an old man was pouring water to the plant. He saw this fellow. He went there, removed, please get down. Oh, you are so too much hurt. I'll give you some bandage, I'll give you some medicines. And you are also hurt, hungry? He said, yes. Can you give some goat milk and dry fruits? He said, yes. So he gave some goat milk and dry milk, and then goat milk and dry fruits. And then lie down on my lap and he started giving some soothing words. He was very comfortable. In the meanwhile, his disciples brought another disciple who broke his leg. So this fellow went there. This old man said, my dear man, I got to attend somebody else. You please take care. Here's the pillow. You like for sleep here. So he went there, attended the other man who broke his leg. Next day morning, the king was very comfortable and very happy, and he wanted to say goodbye to you, my dear man. Then he thought probably this man might answer my questions, 3 questions. Which is the most precious act, most precious person, most precious time? And that man said, you saw all these things yesterday here, he said. No, I'm sorry, I could not understand. Please explain. Yesterday you were a king. Yesterday you were badly in need of food. I gave you goat milk and I gave you some dry fruits on you was there for rotten for 10 days ago. You ate it comfortably. I gave some medicines for you, accepted it. You slept here. And you came and I was able to do this good act. Because of you, I was able to do good act. So you are the most precious person for me. Not, otherwise I would not have done a good act. Don't judge his intention. He may be a crook, he may be a crook. Forget about it. You consider yourself that God has given opportunity for you to serve a needy fellow. So that is the most precious act. Most precious time. You are now, go back to your king. You are in the palace. So tonight I will bring you again goat milk and dry fruits. Would you like to take it? No, you keep it there because you are in the palace. You get 5-course dinner and 7-course dinner. You don't require. So you are not needy today. So the most precious act is to serve the needy. Most precious time when that man requires, because the question of precious time in spirituality, there is no question of Rahu Kalam, Yamagandam, all those things are not there. Every time is a precious. Whenever an opportunity comes, it's a precious time. Whenever the opportunity comes to you, you must serve immediately. Don't think this is a bad time, this is bad. All the no question of bad time. It's precious time. But don't waste your time in serving people, and don't keep on judging whether he requires, he does not require. He is needy, he is hungry. Give him. That's all. He may be a king. Yesterday, today, he is going to be a king. But yesterday evening, he was a beggar. So God, how makes it? So therefore, just God given an opportunity to serve people. That's how we should take it. And they are the most precious person. Thank you.
Okay. How many of you are paying attention to what he's saying? What are the 3 things? First one, most precious what? Second one? Person. Third one? Time. Very good. Thank you, brother. Okay, now, next. Now, all of you could ask the same question.
The same, are you asking about the same one, how to respect elders or how to...
No, elders already finished. No, I'm asking the other question now. Go back to my basic question.
Okay.
My basic question was taking from the point that brother has mentioned. about laughter is pure entertainment and looking for goodness of others, not faults. That's okay when you're serving the poor. But when you're meeting your peers and those fellows, your office people or someone senior to you, your relation, whatever it is, and they talk bad about you, they condemn you, they find fault with you, how do you then transfer, make this love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never, a reality in your life? It's okay to be very, very humble and very, very kind when others are lower than you. Unakkum keele lower. You know, he does not tell me that. So, alright, please answer the question. Next, brother, same answer I want from yours, okay?
As you say, Uncle, it is very easy when you are serving somebody. I won't say easy, but our Chakravarti sir used to use the word, when you serve the marginalized sections of society, it is not that difficult. And Sai organization is an expert in doing that. But when you want to serve the movers and shakers of society, how would you approach? What would you do? You know, and so even in the marginalized sections, and we have today seen so many wonderful programs in the exhibition. Mother Teresa, for example, you know, whenever she served, she says that she saw her Jesus in whoever she served. So as long as we see our Jesus or our Vishnu or our Sai or whoever, wherever we are serving, darts, rose, star, whichever we are serving, that is perfectly fine for us. As far as the movers and shakers are concerned, and even the elders that are there, Swami is the best example. You see, if we follow Swami's example, then nothing else to, you know, how he deals with, of course he is God, but at a human level also, he deals with the senior people and how to respect them. Never say no or never lose your your composure when you are dealing with elders, unless they are actually coming between you and your relationship with God. Only then you may take an extreme step of saying no to them. But otherwise, Swami's teaching has always been, if the elders, whoever is senior to you, is saying something, first and foremost thing is listen. And I think again, don't react, respond. And even response also a little bit, I think it was Uncle who was saying that take a step back, just don't immediately say something. Patience is one of the most important virtues to have, especially when dealing with seniors and with elderly people or people who are senior to you in age or in stature or station or whichever part of life.
Sir, hold on. I want to bring you back to the original question I asked. Let me put it more directly. How do you deal with the nasty people in your family relations and friends in office?
So
I'm not doing anybody serving.
No, I know, and for that I don't know whether you have all seen one video called Mike McCarthy. I'm not sure. He had a technique called pumping pink. So he imagines himself like a pink pumping machine, and all he does is he keeps pumping pink. So somebody is there in front of him who is shouting at him and who is really being nasty to him. In his mind, he is thinking, this is a test, and he starts pumping pink. I heard this, video when I first went to Glasgow in 1997. My very first few months in the United Kingdom. I'm going from India. I come from Andhra, where we eat a lot of chilies. Anybody says anything, we react immediately, and quite nastily myself. So my name is Veerabhadra by the it's not just Veeru, it's Veerabhadra. So if anybody says something to me, I'll go back and give 10 times more. That is me. I heard this story. When I went onto my ward, I had a colleague who was from Pakistan. And Pakistan and India, you know how it is. In India, you'll never even look at at people from Pakistan. This is my colleague from Pakistan who was known as quite a nasty person. And because I was new, she was quite nasty to me. And what I did was, hey, let me try this pumping pink business. And before I enter the ward, I start imagining I'm pumping pink. I'm enveloping her in complete pink. And you won't believe me, after 7 days, she became my friend. Most people thought that I was going to having some other relationship with her, Whereas she became so nice to me. She said, oh, you need these books, you need some accommodation, you need this, you need that. She started helping me. So with these nasty people, just try this. Keep imagining yourself as a pink pumping machine, which is pink is for love, right? And so therefore you keep doing it. It works. I tell you, I've tried this 3 or 4 times. It does work. Try it and let come back to me. That's my story.
Thank you, sir. That's the correct answer. Now I come to the man who triggered off this question. Okay. Let me repeat this question so you don't deviate from the answer. Okay. Laughter with God. Okay. Laughing, be always happy, and look at the goodness and don't find fault with others. How do you deal with nasty people around you? I will say don't tell in the Puttapati environment. That's because Puttapati environment puts you in a day. Even if you want to say something bad, you won't say anything. Outside, go home, I go with the friends. How do you deal with the people outside there who are nasty to you? Please.
Well, even in Puttaparthi,
The nasty people there also?
let me complete. I think Swami said, I have named this Prashanti Nilayam. I did not name it as Sri Satya Sai Ashram. Swami told this to Mrs. Rani Subramaniam, a devotee from yesteryears who was a very sincere spiritual aspirant. And Swami said, I have done it on purpose. What is an ashram? Ashram is a place where you do no shrama, where you don't exert, where you just happily go and relax. Everything is taken care of, more like a pensioner's paradise. You know, your food is looked after, your health is looked after. Somebody comes and looks after your daily needs. That is where you happily go and relax. That is what is an ashram. Swami said, this is not an ashram. I didn't name it as Sri Satya Sai Ashram. I could have named it as Sri Satya Sai Ashram or Parthi Sai Ashram or anything of that sort. I called it Prashanti Nilayam because this will give you permanent peace. Not just Shanti Nilayam. It is Prashanti Nilayam. It will give you permanent peace, but you have to work for it. It is a Kurukshetra. You will meet with people who will put you through a grind all the time. It's not as if the world inside Puttaparthi is all heavenly. That's what the imagination I also had when I joined the Sri Satya Sai hostel as a student way back in the 90s for 11th class. And I thought, everyone, all the students here will be like angels. That's the impression you have, All are like demigods. They're all the time around Swami. All will be just all the time overflowing with love for Swami, and everybody will be all the time encouraging you and, filling you with love. It doesn't happen that way. The hostel is a place where there are students from all corners of India, and everyone comes with their own likes, dislikes, and prejudices, and ideas and idiosyncrasies, and you got to live in that environment just like in any other place. Just that, it's perhaps a bit simpler because you don't have very radical people, but I think you have, wherever there are two people, there are differences of opinion, and you got to love and learn to live with one another. So I'm only saying all this to say that even when you live in Prashanti, it is challenging, and you have to bank on Bhagwan's message to tide over the challenges, whether it is in Prashanti or elsewhere. Whether it is in Prashanti or you want to create a Prashanti elsewhere, you got to bank on his messages. Now, to answer the question how to do it, first I would like to share what Brother Viru mentioned about pumping pink, because this is something which I also have done. I didn't read it from any book, but I'm someone who always believed in love, the power of divine love. And suppose I'm walking on the road and my colleague or my friend, he crosses me and he does not wish me. And I feel, what happened? Why he didn't wish me? What's wrong today? What sin have I committed? Or you are going out and for some reason or there's a program and you're not part of it. And so I think if I do anything to convey my displeasure, it may not be taken in the right manner. Even if I say something, someone, perhaps I'm sitting for a bhajan session and I didn't get a chance to sing, for example, So I can get upset and I can go and just tell the organizer, how can you do this? I also sing well. Why couldn't you give me at least one chance? I can do all that. But that will only add to some unpleasantness. What I do, and this has worked, is in your morning prayers, I would sit and I would do the same. I would fill that person with love. I would really, especially whenever something is about to happen, for example, again a real example. I came here, actually I was not, there were a lot of challenges getting permissions to come here. I was not being given that many days to come here. There were issues, genuine and otherwise. And I was given too little days to come. And I don't want to ever say anything to anyone there. All are very respected individuals and they have their own reasons for the decisions that they are taking. All I can do is I can pour Swami's love on them in my morning prayers. Or when I go to them, every time go with a fresh approach. Suppose my boss is someone who has always opposed my idea. He never accepts a suggestion that I give. But tomorrow when I go, I don't go with that baggage. I just remove all that, obliterate all that. I go with a fresh mind. No, he saw me. There is a Swami in him. Let me work from a space of love. It will work. In fact, that is how this trip also happened. If I am here going to 3 countries, it is because I experimented with love. So I think it's very important to believe that there is a spark of goodness in every person and you harness that power of love. You harness that goodness in every person. How did Swami love all of us, all the time? I think that we might have done 100 good things and you do one mistake, one not so good thing, the whole world looks at it with 100 eyes. But what does Swami do? You might have done 100 not so good things. You do one good thing, Swami will look at that with 100 eyes. That is the reason why he is able to love us. I many times think how difficult it is for Swami when he is coming for darshan and he looks at all of us and he sees this Bishu, my God, he has been staying here for 10 years and I've been telling him million discourses you have heard. He's not even, improved this much. He knows all that. Every time he looks at our faces, he can see a million shortcomings. He can see a million frailties. But still, he will look for that one good thing. He will search and find that one good thing and give a very blissful smile. And you feel so fulfilled and uplifted. I think that is because, as Swami says, he always sees us as his reflections. So I think if you operate from a space of love, if you believe in the power of love, if you harness the power of love, knowing that love is limitless in its power, then things will work. We got to believe in it and experiment in it.
Dear brothers and sisters, 3 very, very eminent speakers, a lot of experiences, and all of them, you look at what they said in content, they reflected the same message, okay? What Swami is expecting. In fact, I thought actually I'd give you all some, because I don't want the first to say, Jega, you extend your time. But one thing I tell you that those of you who have faced this problem in life, exactly, brother, you touch on the finger, on the point, and that is, don't look at the one bad quality the person has done and condemn the person. Look for the 9 good qualities he had. That will elevate your own feeling. Everybody wants to find the one fault and hit the person with that. Number 1. Number 2, do light meditation. Swami has said, do light meditation. I've done it myself. I faced a person in my office that was terrible. I sat down and sent light vibration to morning and evening. Transform that fellow. Devotees, work, meditation. Someone asked me about meditation. Send the light meditation. The meditation Swami has given us a fantastic. Use that, and that will create the love all, serve all feeling within you. Now, it was 10:30 sharp. All of you have a big hand for all these 3 people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless all of you. Thank you very much. For those organizing committee members who thought Jega won't finish in time, there you are.